morning. Ellerigu namaskara. Thank you all for coming here, joining us here today. A warm welcome to everyone to this event called Dare to Dream. Here we are to celebrate the various journeys that the many cancer warriors have undertaken in their lives. And this program is full of many things that are coming up. I don't want to spoil that by introducing everything. So let's go ahead with the proper start to the program with an invocation song by Dr. Manasa, who is a clinical pharmacologist at Shankara Hospital. Ma'am, I invite you. Please come here, ma'am. Kanchan, request you to present a bouquet. I would like to request all the dignitaries to kindly come upstage and light the lamp. So I call Dr. Anjali Rao, Sujata Krishnaswamy, Kanchan Banerjee, Dr. Sai Vivek, Rama Ramaswamy, Ramamurthy, I'm sorry, ma'am, and Alpa Dharamshi.
सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते करधृतवीणा पुस्तक करधृतवीणा पुस्तक वरमणिमालालङ्कृत करधृतवीणा पुस्तक वरमणिमालालङ्कृत करधृतवीणा पुस्तक वरमणिमालालङ्कृत सरिमपदपमपदसपदसानिरपमरिसनिर सरिमपदपमपदसपदससानिरपमरिसनिर सरिमपदस रिमरिसनिरपमरिसरिसनिद सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते वरमणि सुतविधिलालित नवमणियुत कंबुगळे नरहरि सुतविधिलालित नवमणियुत कंबुगळे सुरसेवित पदयुगळे सुरसेवित पदयुगळे सुधाकार समदवळे ससरिम पददपम पदस पदस सानिदपमरिसनिद सरिम पदस रिमरिसनिदपमरिसरिसनिद सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तु ते Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manasa. Your voice is indeed very beautiful and melodious. Now I request the Honorary Secretary of Indian Cancer Society to kindly come on stage. She is the Honorary Secretary of Indian Cancer Society. She has 25 years of work experience in various NGOs. And currently, she is heading up the entire Karnataka region with all the activities of ICS. Ma'am, I request you to kindly come up and give a brief introduction to today's program.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ taken the trouble to come here. This is a very special occasion for us. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ in the region in Karnataka through increased awareness, through screening camps, and through initial treatment. All of these, we hope, will reduce the incidence of cancer by about 30%. We focus more on oral, breast, and cervical cancer because these three have the very high incidences in India. And these three can be subject to early detection in a camp mode situation. We also provide support, financial support to needy patients. We give prostheses, we give wigs, and nutritional kits through our partner hospitals such as Shankara, who is one of our great supporter right from the beginning. ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ನೋ. ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರಣಗಳಿವೆ, ಆದರೆ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಗತಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಸರ್ವೈವರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ medical treatment, the cure, the detection, all of these put together. Today we want to salute these brave warriors who have faced cancer with a smile and come out winners. And I know there may be many over here who are sitting who are also survivors, but some people don't like to talk about it in public, so we respect that. We have invited only 4 people who will be sharing their journey and sharing their tryst with, the great scourge which is cancer, and how they have come out winners. They are all warriors. In fact, all of you are warriors, and let us listen to them and get inspired by their story to know how they have faced it and how they have come out with a big smile on their face. I just want to say that as the program ends and before we go for lunch, I would invite you all to write a message, a cheerful message there will be slips of paper which our volunteers will be handing out, a message, and stick it on the tree of life and tree of hope. So this is all about celebrating survivors today. So I hope you will enjoy what you're going to view and listen. Thank you.
I request Dr. Guru Suhas to kindly come up on stage and help me to welcome Dr. Sai Vivek from Shankara Cancer Research and Hospital. Thank you, Dr. Guru Suhas. I request Dr. Vivek to kindly share a message on survivorship with all of us present.
Good morning to everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to be here in front of you and talk about cancer survivorship. And I think there's a lot of emphasis going on about cancer treatment, the myths about treatment, but nobody really talks about what is going to happen after treatment. And looking at all of you here, I think it isn't enough to emphasize that the treatment is the end point to cancer. There is a lot of life left in front of that. So when a patient gets diagnosed with cancer in our OPD, they're in a state of shock. They feel that the whole life is going to stop. What next? What is going to happen to our family? What about my future plans? What about the goals that I've set for myself? The one thing that we tell them, this is just a small break. So this is just a temporary pause in your life. You're going to be stronger both physically and mentally compared to everyone around you. And you're going to be able to achieve that everything you have dreamt of. The treatment, as Madam had put, is evolving every week, not even every year. Every week we have new medicines coming in. And a lot of people have achieved so much after battling cancer and then coming out as a very strong warrior. So a lot of people talking about it is going to increase the confidence amongst people who are going to get diagnosed in the future or already diagnosed and suffering from cancer. The myths about the treatment are what all of you can help us bust. People are still stuck 20 years back from the stories they have heard from their grandfathers and grandmothers that treatment is painful, you're going to be bedridden, you rather not take treatment and that's going to be better. But that has to change, because in the last 20 years, we have seen game changing therapy in terms of high cure rates with minimum side effects. So, minimum side effects and more effects is where the world is progressing to. And a lot of treatments can just be tablets, and those are superior to injections, and they're prolonging life as we see them every day. So, all the survivors, apart from achieving everything that they can in life, also have to have this minimum responsibility to tell everybody in their family and the society that treatment is not what it was 20 years back. Everything has changed. I just use this analogy to my patients. You never had a phone 20 years back. Now all of you are seeing everything on the smartphone. When that has changed so much, even the medical field has progressed. And that confidence that we give for the first 15, 20 minutes, I feel in the OPD, and that is the most important time in their life. So you have to be able to spend that 15 to 20 minutes, sit with them and tell them, see, you have to let go of certain things for the next 3-4 months, but if that is going to make you come out as a warrior and give you the next 30-40 years of your life to achieve whatever you want, I think it's worth it. So that's exactly the statement that we use in our OPDs day in and day out. And with this, I would like to request all of you to come out in the open. There's nothing wrong about getting cancer. None of you wanted it. None of you did anything to get it. It has come. Whatever, like all the obstacles that come in front of us in life, we are all here. Shankara is here. Your family members are here. ICS is here. The society is definitely getting more and more aware of cancer. So all of us together have to help people undergoing treatment to come out of it successfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vivek. This was a really apt message for the day, and it has set the tone for the remaining event. As we move on to the main part of the program, I'd like to introduce Dr. N.B. Jayaprakash. He's a PhD in social entrepreneurship. He's a social entrepreneur, actor in theater, films, and he's also a filmmaker. He's the founding and managing trustee of Parihar Foundation, which promotes welfare of widowed and divorced women. He's a founder director of Bioscope Ambitions. He's passionate about movie making. In his career, he has progressed from filmmaking to working towards selflessly serving widowed and divorced women, single women in the society, and helping them augment their self-respect and economic independence. He has worked in many theaters, about 110 dramas he has acted in. He has produced films, and he has acted in many Kannada films. He has also received various awards and recognitions for his work in theater and films. Sir, it's a pleasure and an honor to invite you here today. I request you to kindly come up.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I thank the Indian Cancer Society, Mrs. Kanchan, Mrs. Alpha, and Mrs. Amarinder, and all other team members for the opportunity. As our invitation says, celebrating resilience. Resilience defined by most as the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt well to change, and keep going in the face of adversity. Trying to take a positive perspective on the situations, viewing challenges as learning opportunities, regulating emotions and expressing feelings in appropriate ways. Focusing on the things you can control instead of dwelling on what you can't change. As our invitation tagline says, dare to dream. Dare to dream simply means the ability to think beyond reality and wish for a better future. Despite shortcome or a disadvantage, some people dream bigger. ಈಗ ನಾವು 4 ಜನ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಾಮೇಂದ್ರ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪರ್ ದಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಯೋಗ ಗುರು, ಅವರು ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ವೈವರ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸರ್ವೈವರ್ ಅವರು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ 10 lakhsಗೆ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತಂತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾನಲ್ಲಿ 1 lakh ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು 73 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವರಿಗೀಗ. ಅವರು ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಆಯುರ್ವೇದಕ್ಕಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತಾವು ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅವರು 6 to 7 ಅವರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 300 ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಎ ಸಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್. ಅಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅಂದರೆ 6 hours 7 hours ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಯೋಗ. ಅವರು ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅನುಮತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಬೇಕು. ಆರೋಗ್ಯಂ ಭಾಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನೀಗ 4 ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. 4 ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಆದಿತ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆದಿತ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Thank you, Shivakumar ji. I would like to invite Mr. Ramendra Kumar.
जवान जान मन हसीन दिल रुबा मिले तो दिल जवा निसार हो गया शिकार खुद यहाँ शिकार हो गया ये क्या सितम हुआ ये क्या जुल्म हुआ ये क्या गजब हुआ ये कैसे कब हुआ न जानू मैं न जाने वो आहा जवान जान मन हसीन दिल रुबा मिले तो दिल जवा निसार हो गया.
ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೇನೋ ಅನಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಡಾನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ವೆ ಯು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು introduce him, what he has done in his life and all. A writer by passion, storyteller by obsession, communicator by profession, and mentor by aspiration. He's an award-winning children's author. And almost everything ranging from satire to poems and fiction to fables. He is fondly known as Raman. Raman's stories have been included in 10 anthologies brought out by CBT as well as collections brought out by AWIC. And then Vikas, Pustak Mahal, Redomania, and Blue Pencil. One of his stories has been included in the textbook for class 9 students of Norway, while another story has been adopted as Kamishi Boy, the traditional form of storytelling in Japan. And his stories have also found a place in 15 textbooks for schools following CBSE and ICSE and state boards, as well as in the curriculum in schools abroad. 6 of his books have been recommended by Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, India, as a supplementary readers. Government of Sri Lanka has published a textbook for students of grade 5, which will be distributed free of cost to all the children in the island country. After sleeping with the enemy, colon cancer, for 11 months and 25 days, Raman has finally declared cancer-free last week. So I call him Raman the Bahubali. That's all. And that's complete remission means that test physical exams and scans show that all clinical signs of his cancer are gone and no evidence of disease, NED. And also, this is the first offline function after liberation from cancer. This is the first offline function. Give him a big hand, please. And let us hear his inspirational talk. I throw him around 3 questions, sir. Please, help yourself, suit yourself. What was your initial reaction when you were told that you have been diagnosed with the colon cancer? What were the strategies you adopted? That's the first question. And second one is, what was the response of your family and friends? I heard that your family friends supported you like anything. Seeing the videos and your thing, I think I was so much moved by the support you got from your family. And what are the coping mechanisms you would suggest for anyone feeling adverse situations? Not only the cancer survivors, for the general people, students, or younger people, whoever. Your mechanism. And also, I heard that you written a song while you were fighting your cancer. A poem. You please recite that and please enlighten us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskara. What is this? This is Resilience, Dare to Dream, and I can hardly hear anything. Namaskara! Mogambo, khush hua. So let me put things in perspective. My wife Madhvi, you'll keep hearing her name again and again, and I were working as general managers in Rourkela Steel Plant, Odisha, when we decided to take voluntary retirement and come to Bangalore, where both our children, Ankita and Aniket, were working. So we shifted on 29th January 2021. And for the next 10 months, my life was a blast, sir. 2 books were released, a lot of creative writing workshops, storytelling sessions, webinars, interviews, though I was not interviewed by you, which is the most important thing. So everything was perfect. Then on 29th, exactly 10 months later, 29th November, I was sitting in front of the oncologist, and he told me, like he was reading from a railway timetable, Mr. Kumar, you've got cancer, stage 2, colon cancer. I was completely taken aback by this verdict. And then he went on saying that how my life would change, and surgery and chemotherapy and radiation and stoma bag. I didn't know what the hell a stoma bag was. And change in lifestyle and blah, blah, blah and all that. Then we went to the canteen, and there my family, my wife and my gorgeous wife, and 2 kids were sitting right in front of me, and I raved and ranted. How come me? Poor me. Why me? I don't smoke, I don't drink, I've never consumed alcohol, I'm slim and trim, and I exercise, I walk, I swim. Then how could this this scourge attack me? And it was anger, it was angst, it was a couple of tears. Then suddenly I looked at my family and I saw their faces crumple. It was as if, sir, they were seeing my own death in my own eyes. And I thought, the narrative has to shift. I can't do this to my family. They're not responsible for what I'm going through. As a writer, as a storyteller, as an inspirational speaker, there has to be a paradigm shift. For me, family comes first, has been my credo always, and it should continue to be. I've had a terrible, terrible childhood. I'm a suicide survivor at the age of 15. I'm from a broken home. My mother left us when I was 16. I suffer from brittle diabetes. I have an insulin pump. So there are 3 permanent attachments. One is my wife. The second is the insulin pump, not necessarily in that order of popularity. And third, I'll tell you later. So I decided to fight this out with my exclusive mantra of battling every tumor with humor. Right? So my daughter and I created this. This is the second dance video. The first dance video had only me dancing, both of us dancing. And then I took, this was 2 days after my radiation. And after the radiation cycle was complete, I took the interview of Sam Pitroda, right? And the response from both online and offline friends was really terrific. But in the 11 months and 25 days when I was sleeping with the enemy, I suffered 3 septic shocks. And the probability of survival of 1 septic shock is only 20 to 30%. 4 major surgeries. 10 rounds of chemo, 5 cycles of radiation, 40 days in the ICU, and 17 kg weight loss. I went through all this. And how did I manage this? The first and foremost was the support from my rocking angel. She really rocks, you know, and my children. When I, thank you. She's blushing. So the first time I suffered a septic shock, I was in the ICU, and my family was asked that you can have a look because there are hardly any chances of survival. His BP is not going up beyond 55, and we have given him the strongest meds known to humankind, and still is not responding. 3 of them walked in, my palms are turning blue. I was on a ventilator, unconscious. My daughter she put her hand on my forehead and she started speaking. And she said, Papa, you can't do this. You can't go away like this. You have always told us it's the mind over the body. And this is the time for you to prove you're a winner. You've always been a winner. Your friends love you. Your family loves you. Your fans love you. And I love you the most. You can't do this to me. You used to tell me before my math exam that I have to fight it. And this is not tougher than my math exam. You have to fight it. You have to emerge a winner. The scene was straight out of a Bollywood masala movie of the 70s, you know, Amar Akbar Anthony. The patient is lying, unconscious, and everybody around him, the family, they are praying for a miracle, which in celluloid always happens. But this, ladies and gentlemen, was real life, not real life. But surprisingly, like in Amar Akbar Anthony, the Jyoti from the Sai Baba's eyes goes into the lady's, the mother of Amitabh Bachchan's eyes, and she starts seeing. The BP actually started climbing bit by bit. And every milestone, my family started cheering. My son and my wife also joined in conversing with me. I had no idea what was happening. But the BP started rising and it rose to 117. And when it was hovering between 124 to 127, the doctor stepped in and asked my family to move out, and they performed another surgery. Now, they say miracles don't happen. This I've discussed with the former head of psychiatry of NIMHANS. He said that many things, doctor, that allopathic or homeopathic or Ayurvedic doctors cannot explain. But there's something up there. There's something which is beyond science, which is faith. And that faith and the connect between me and my daughter brought me back from almost shaking hands with Yamraj. My son, who had just got into a new job. Now, normally what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is that the kids who are in their 20s, they give their money, they give their logistic support, but they don't give their time and energy. My son, who had joined a job just 1.5 months back, he put his career on hold, and he was with his papa for almost close to 2 months. And he and my wife, my gorgeous, beautiful wife sitting right here, and they just were always with the doctors, trying to understand what was happening to me. But not even once did they ever panic. And I was in the ICU for 40 days. I was delusional. I was suffering from what is called ICU psychosis. And as a result, whenever I got out of psychosis, whenever I would talk to them, they never told me. They never pressed the panic button. They never said what I've been through or what I'm going to possibly encounter. They were always cheerful and happy and positive and optimistic. They never made me realize that I was going through hell and was back again. My wife said that one of the doctors said, your condition later, that was like getting up from a very serious accident and walking into another accident on the same day. And what about my online and offline friends? The social media was flooded. You know, ICS, Indian Cancer Society, made me a face of their social media campaign in February. Then they invited me for an online session with the Indian Institute of Science, the scientists and research workers, where Dr. Guruhas also was there. And there, my speech got a standing ovation. A cancer doctor wrote that we need cancer warriors like you who make people believe that cancer is only a word. It is not a sentence. Yeah. There was one person who wrote to me on Insta that my dad was confined to a wheelchair. But after seeing your video with your daughter, he made an attempt to walk and is actually starting to walk now. Now tell me, How heartwarming is that? The cancer oncologist shared my dance video across all platforms. And one of the directors of one of the major hospitals said, this is the kind of response we need. The director of IIMC uh, uh, wrote 2 columns in 2 different newspapers about my fight. One writer from Bangalore called Rupa Pai, one of the most popular writers for children, she compared my fight with that of Rafael Nadal when he was fighting the abdominal injury in while playing Wimbledon. There was another lady, a writer friend, who said that I should be compared to Rajesh Khanna in Anand. There were prayers for me in temples, in gurudwaras, in churches, duas in masjids from Lahore to Lucknow to Assam. People fasted for me. They did homam. They chanted, they sent Vedic mantras, chants. Now tell me, how the hell could I, get defeated by a scourge like cancer when I had the support of all of you, of my friends, of my family? And that's how I could battle this scourge called cancer. But there was also a flip side to it. I'll come to that later. You were asking me about the coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
So, for me, the most important coping mechanism is don't take yourself too seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, whether your bum is on the boil or you have a boil on your bum, just chill, just relax. It's only a temporary phenomena. Don't take yourself seriously. Now, what happened was one doctor friend of mine, he's a medical doctor, sir. He said that all along you have become antarmukhi. You, right? You've started, going all across and telling people everything about yourself, about your fight, about this, about that. Now you become antarmukhi. Start looking inwards. So I told him, boss, last 5 months, I feel half of Bangalore is peering into my rectum. How much more antarmukhi should I get? And my rectum has got more eyeballs than the film Kantara. How much more inside should I look? Then my brother-in-law, he takes the cake, the casserole, and the bakery. He's a very serious kind of person. He laughs once a month. My own brother-in-law, when he gets his salary. So he believes in gravity. And I believe that had he been in the time of Isaac Newton, he would have invented gravity or discovered gravity without the help of the apple. He's that serious. So he wrote to Madhavi, my beautiful, gorgeous wife sitting here.
Sir, I envy you, sir.
For the beautiful, gorgeous wife?
Yeah. Because you keep telling, no, I'm envying like
That is a strength. So he sent a WhatsApp message. What is Ramin doing? He's mocking cancer. He's flirting with death. If he ye kya mazak bana rakha hai? If he continues doing this, he'll die in bits and pieces. I told her, you tell him that Ramin has said that he will not allow a colon to put a period, a comma, or even a semicolon to his creativity and humor. Also tell him that this is the age of the comedian. Zelensky in Ukraine, Bhagwant Mann in Punjab, and Ramendra Kumar in Bangalore. Also, finally, tell him that I believe that I have got 2 philosophers I follow very religiously. 1975, Gabbar Singh, Jo Dar Gaya, Samjho Mar Gaya. And 2022, Pushpa, Main Jhukega Nahi. And sir, regarding your the question about coping mechanisms, I said don't take yourself too seriously. So I believe in that. Second thing is, and develop a passion, a hobby. My wife's hobby is to correcting me. She married me because she thought I had a lot of scope for improvement, and it's still a work in progress, right? So develop a hobby. Like I have reading, writing, storytelling, gardening, music. Sir has got so many hobbies, so that you fill your space with so much of positivity that those negative thoughts don't intrude into your space. Second thing is build, cultivate both online and offline relationships. Third, you've heard of ATM, everybody knows. Automatic teller machine, anytime money. I have devised a concept called anytime memory card or ATM card. You need 2 things to create an anytime memory card or ATM card. Love, 2 4-letter words. Love and time. And we have enough of both, though we say that we don't have. So create memories. So how does this ATM card happen? By creating memories and keep stocking it. This card cannot be stolen, it cannot be broken, it cannot be lost, it cannot be torn, and its value keeps increasing irrespective of the vagaries of the share market. And the more you add to it, the more prosperous it becomes and the more prosperous you become. And when you are down and feeling out, go back to these memories, encash your ATM card and live life in the present moment, right? Then one more thing, create an ecosystem of positivity around you. It won't make you live long. I'm not going to live for 104 years, but each moment that I live will be more fulfilling and more enriching. And when you create an ecosystem of positivity, the world, the entire universe will get together to offer you succor, solace, and strength. Now, while you clap, I'll pick up the poem. This poem is, can I go there?
Yeah, please.
My beautiful, gorgeous wife says that I look better behind the podium, more handsome. So that's the reason I've come here. So this is dedicated to all cancer warriors. As I stumbled through the dark night with not a shard in sight, the black became blacker, the night a darker night. I had plunged into despair from a state of happiest high, fighting a malady that was smothering my every sigh. Why me? Poor me? I raved and ranted. Then I saw 3 anxious faces, the look in their eyes so haunted. I decided to fight the scourge, slam the damn tumor with my precious weapons of musti and humor. My 3 hearts ensnared me in a web of optimism and love. It was as if 3 amazing angels had descended from the heavens above. Now, sheathed in their empathy and cloaked in their affection, I can fight any malady, battle the worst affliction. Tons of heartwarming messages from friends, followers, and fans have been like myriad oases in arid desert sands. These zillion tiny rainbows have caressed my soul, helping me march towards my only goal. Battered and bruised I might be, but I will just not surrender. I will fight with every heartbeat and smash the savage monster. No cancer can beat me, no malady can crush when I have the invincible army of you, me, and us. No cancer can beat me, no malady can crush when I have the invisible army of you, me, and us. I'm not a cancer survivor. You're not a cancer savior. I'm not a cancer survivor. You're not a cancer savior. Each one of us is simply a cancer warrior. You can clap. So I end with a parody of my favorite Mahanayak of the century, Amitabh Bachchan, in Silsila. It's in Hindi. He talked about Mai aur Meri Tanhai. I talk about Mai aur Mera Cancer. मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं, तुम न होते तो ऐसा होता, तुम न होते तो वैसा होता। न रेडिएशन का यूँ तोड़ना, न कीमो का निचोड़ना, न सर्जरी की दहशत, न स्कैन्स की परेशानी, हर ओर एक काली स्याही, एक अजब सी हैरानी। मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं, तुम न होते तो ऐसा होता, तुम न होते तो वैसा होता। पर कैंसर, तुम न होते तो मैं हंसता नहीं इतना, हर पल को गले लगाकर मैं जीता नहीं इतना। पर कैंसर, तुम न होते तो मैं हंसता नहीं इतना, हर पल को गले लगाकर मैं जीता नहीं इतना। रिश्तों की भी शायद सही पहचान नहीं होती, मेरे दिल में सदा खिलती ये मुस्कान नहीं होती। यूँ हालातों से लड़ने की हिम्मत नहीं होती, अपनों को हिम्मत देने की ये ताकत नहीं होती। कैंसर, तुमने मुझको खुद से मिला दिया, विष में घोलकर ही सही जैसे अमृत पिला दिया। तुम न होते तो अब इतना मस्त नहीं रहता, कल की फिक्र में आज को मसल देता। मैं यूं ही पड़ा रहता, ज़िंदगी भी पड़ी रहती, ज़िंदगी लंबी तो होती पर बड़ी नहीं रहती। मैं यूं ही पड़ा रहता, ज़िंदगी भी पड़ी रहती, ज़िंदगी लंबी तो होती पर बड़ी नहीं रहती, पर बड़ी नहीं रहती। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Ramindraji. This was, there are no words to express what you have just expressed to all of us. Thank you so much. An applause for him. I request our board member, Mr. Praveen Harnoor, to kindly come on stage and honor the special guest.
Now, I request our second speaker, Archana Vasangadi. Namaste, madam.
Namaste, sir.
A small introduction of Archana Vasangadi, Chief Manager Karnataka Zone at the Saraswat Cooperative Bank Limited, experienced branch head with demonstrated history of working in the banking industry, skilled in management, banking, business development, business analysis, and financial analysis. A strong consulting professional with a BCom CA IIB focused in commerce. She battled breast cancer in 2019. She was devastated when diagnosed. I'm just directly putting some words how she expressed herself. Least of my concerns was about losing my black, long, lustrous hair. But 8 cycles of chemotherapy totally threw me out of gear. I was high on fitness and used to be table tennis player, yet cancer caught me. Adding that though, the trek she did was arduous, it was memorable. She took it up as a challenge to prove herself that she can do it. Embarked on a memorable journey with Dehradun to Dayara Bugyal in Uttarakhand to scale the height of 11,830 feet. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ನಂದು. ಆ 4 ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ತಲೆ ಸುತ್ತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಮೇಡಮ್ಮು ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರೋವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವರನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಯಂತಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಯಂತಿ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಶಿ ಹಸ್ ಕಮ್. She is my close friend. She was telling about
She was the one who treated me.
treated
actually.
you. She was telling me. I just want to ask you an inspirational. We expect inspirational talk with 3 theme questions. My first question is, how did you deal or manage act of switching mental health and physical health? Brother?
Good morning. First and foremost, it's so heartwarming to see so many people out here, who've taken time off from your regular schedules and a Saturday morning to listen to us. I mean, not that we've done anything great, but just like every cancer patient goes through, the first thing that came to mind is why me? When my doctor said that, it is malignant and it is stage 2 breast cancer, I was detected with TNBC, that is triple negative breast cancer in May 2019. And it is supposed to be a very aggressive form of breast cancer. So I was, when the news was broken to me, I was devastated, like everyone who hears the big, the name C itself frightens people. So, and then I had my son there with me because my husband was traveling on work that day. And he said, Mom, you can do it. Shouldn't be a problem. Don't worry at all. We're all here. So I don't know, somewhere, I don't know where I got the strength from at that point of time. Uh, I was always physically fit. I didn't have any reason for something like this to come to me. So I was, that thing keeps on bothering you as to why it has to happen to me. And then, that night when I could not sleep, I just sat alone and I was just thinking, it's time maybe it's God's way of putting a pause in my life. I've been working, running around, work, and it's just, I've never had time for myself. So maybe this is God's way of telling me to take a break. And that's when I said, okay, let me fight it out. I will do whatever I have missed out in so many years in this little time that I get for myself. So I went through the surgery, 8 cycles of chemotherapy, and 25 radiations. And I went through a very bad, depressing phase in my life. But then I decided that it would not be, it would not pull me down. I would have to do something to get me out of it. So it was small things like, doing puzzles. I bought myself a painting book and I would color with crayons and splash colors and stuff like that just to make me happy. And it really worked. I mean, day by day, I started feeling much better. My bank was nice enough to give me a sabbatical for a year. And I had tremendous support system at home. So it was really nice. My mom used to come and spend, I lost her to COVID last year, but during my treatment, she was always there. She would come and spend the day with me. We would watch movies, and I've done everything during those 6-8 months, which probably I missed out on. So that was my way of thinking of it, ki I've got the time now, so I should make the best use of that time. So then I always wanted to learn singing, but in a hectic schedule, it somehow never fit in. So I started learning. I joined an online class. I learned singing Hindustani classical. I started off. So small things which helped me feel really good. And speaking to people, keeping in touch, like Sir was just saying, having online connections with friends who would, pep you up at that time. And it did feel good. So I was, already planning what I would do after my treatment. I was looking forward to the time I would finish it and start traveling, because traveling is my passion. And so 7 days after my radiation, I was already on a trip I went to Orissa and, went with my friend to Orissa. And I've been traveling ever since then. Whenever I get a chance, I don't leave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice, madam. How do you cope up with professional life, madam? Like, your colleague support, client support, because you need to mix up with the people and
Yeah.
interact with them. And
Helps you out, I guess, because the more you meet people, the more you speak to them, and that way nothing much has changed. I got back to working life within a year, and nothing. I mean, it's like
no complexion, nothing, and
absolutely not,
okay, very
absolutely
good.
not. I mean, I don't think this has in any way stopped me from going further. But okay, as a choice itself, I have, decided to take it a little light on work, because I used to be a workaholic before that. So I decided, okay, there's so much. I have to live life to the fullest. It's really short.
Right.
We're all on borrowed time now, so
Yeah.
make the most of every minute I have. So I'm not going to
Right.
let work take the entire portion of my life. No.
Okay. Trekking experience, madam. Any
Yes.
hurdles or hard time you found, or how did you meet the challenge?
Yes.
And
Okay. So I have done earlier. I have done one-day treks and local treks from Bangalore, but I've never gone on a Himalayan trek. I mean, we did the Tiger's Nest trek at Bhutan, which was also quite good, but this was all prior to my illness. When this struck me after cancer, after I survived cancer, I was after the treatment, I was down with two frozen shoulders, both frozen shoulders. I had severe joint aches. It took me a while to get back on track. For the first 3 months, it was a little, I was worried whether I would lose all my confidence. That was something which always worried me. So, yeah, I suddenly got a call from Dr. Jayanti Thumsi one day, and she asked me, Apollo is arranging this trek. Would you like to be a part of it? And I said, of course. I'm confirming it right away. And she gave me someone's number to confirm. So I spoke to this girl at Apollo, and she was like, ma'am, you please take your time. There's no problem. You can call me. You can speak to your family. And then I said, my family is going to support me. You don't worry about that. I'm confirming right away. I mean, I needed something to get me back the confidence that I had before. At least the physical part of it, I wanted to overcome my fears. So, then we went on this trek. I went with 7 other cancer survivors from all over the country. It was a trek in Uttarakhand, and it was the most beautiful experience of my life. I mean, it was so enriching. I got to know about the journeys of so many of the others also, how each one battled and how each one had their own experiences, their own feelings, and how everyone, all 8 of us had probably had our mind, very, very strong on certain things. So we realized that we connected so well. It was so beautiful. So, it was a little tiring at some times, but nothing which went haywire, fortunately. We went to the top with no major hardships as such.
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ನಾನು ಓದಿದೆ ಈಗ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಹುಡ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಪ್ಲೇ ಟೆನ್ನಿಸ್. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಟೆನ್ನಿಸ್ ಆಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹುಡುಗನಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಸೇವಾ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆನ್ನಿಸ್ ದೇವರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ದೇರ್ ದೆ ಸೆಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದು ಅಂತ. ಆವಾಗ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಡಿವೆಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಸೆಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೋ ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಆಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಒಲವಿತ್ತು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ. ನಾನು ಓದಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನೀವು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸು ತುಂಬ ಹರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಶಿ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ರೈಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಈಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಶಿ ಸರ್ವೈಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ನೆನಪಾಯ್ತದು. ನೆನಪಾಗಿ ಸಮಯನೂ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನನ್ನ ಹಾಬೀಸ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಅವರ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಸನ್ನು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಹುಡುಕಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಇವಾಗ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಶಿ ಫೀಲ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇನ್ ದೇ ಥಿಂಗ್.
Yes. Even during the treatment, that music has given me a lot of solace.
Yes,
I mean, I could spend the whole day alone, but in between I would, take time off to sing, and it used to make me feel a lot.
Yeah.
Uh,
ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
Thank you.
ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಾಡಿ ತಾವು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ತಮ್ಮ ಇದನ್ನು? ಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಯಾ.
I'm not a very good singer as such, but okay. I'll just sing a little line from this movie called Sadma, where that song, I somehow relate very much with it. Which says, no, the other one. ए जिंदगी गले लगा ले, ए जिंदगी गले लगा ले, हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
I request our board member, Ms. Sujata Krishnaswamy, to kindly come on the stage and honor the guest.
Our next guest is Aprupa Gupta. Before interviewing her or having conversation with her, we will play a video. On her 25th birthday, 3 years ago, a fit and fine Gupta,
8 years ago.
8 years ago, is it? Yeah. Diagnosed with the triple negative breast cancer, is an aggressive form of cancer. She was successfully treated and now she is cancer free. She has about 1,000 evenings to her credit spent on singing, composing, and writing. Performed in the presence of Dr. Abdul Kalam, share stage with eminent musicians like S.P. Balasubramaniam and Bombay Jayashree solo concerts. She is lead singer of Blues Folks Bond Post Office Town, and then currently working for Shunya Art Center, an NGO, and she is well known for reciting ghazals. Congrats, and I just want to pose you some theme questions like acceptance, madam. That is the one needed and thing. How did you manage this?
Acceptance, it's a massive word, right? Because when you hear the C word, the usual question, the pattern that we're seeing with all of us, all the three of us, the four of us actually, is the C word. It's like, and of those of us who've watched Anand, Bapre, Rajesh Khanna, and all his theatrics will scare you with all its might, right? So the question that comes to the mind is, why me? I remember my mother told me, because you can beat it. And my mom and dad, when I was diagnosed, I was 25. So I had a dad who was 71 years old. I had a mother who then was 61. So it was a battle where I would drive and come with my senior citizen sitting in the car. And I'm sorry, the biggest challenge for me is to hold myself from getting choked, because that it was 8 years back, but the experience was that deep. So I would fill in the forms for all the blood tests and things like that. My parents all worried. They would sit, very quietly sit and be like, now what? And then we'd have to wait in the daycare for all the blood reports to come. And then they would give their the chemotherapy for that day. And then I'd have to drive back. During radiotherapy, I was a little too weak. So my 71-year-old dad, who was like high-spirited, he would fight with everybody. He would drive me every single day. He told me that, listen, we're going to beat the traffic. We're going to wake up at like 6 in the morning. First two insane people, because we would sing along in this radiotherapy room, which is empty. So empty. The emptiness is something that I try to forget sometimes. We would sit for 35 days. He would drive me. And sometimes I would see him. There are too many sad stories here. So I, unfortunately, for me, the acceptance came in a way where it came through conversations with my senior citizen parents, where we would sit and have chai. And it came through philosophy. They would tell me that, give your body to the doctors. Don't question them. Don't read these articles which says, oh my God, how there are terrible things happening in the name of medicine. Don't read those articles. Give your body. Every injection, every single test that happened, it happened because of that one conversation that happened with my folks, who told me that just don't worry about anything. This pain is nothing. It's going to get over in what, 1.5 years time. You just have to give your body. Close your eyes. Believe that even the nurse who's coming in, the blood they're drawing, it's for your good. Though it looks like, blood being drawn, it's actually for your good. Every injection, everything will make sense. I think acceptance came from one powerful conversation, and we continue doing that. So, yeah, to answer your question.
Right. The stigma and response of others, worst time as well as how did you master it, madam?
Yes, stigma is something that we will really need to think about as a society, because for a 25-year-old, you're thinking about marriage and breast cancer is like, whoa, now we'll have to rethink everything. Thankfully, I had parents who were like very smart. They never once spoke about, oh my God, what are you going to do about marriage? There were some aunties, sadly. Lots of love to them too, but it's because we are a part of this culture which only talks about how, okay, a certain age and then marriage and then the usual things. But what happens when you have something like this staring at you? You are not going to think about Prince Charming that time, right? You're going to think about how you become the king of your life. Stigma is something that I see even to this day when I talk to people, when they be like, oh, so is it because of what you ate? Did you smoke? Did you drink? Sadly, I don't answer them, but I didn't smoke or I didn't drink, and this can happen to anybody. And I think what I see, what Indian Cancer Society is doing, headed by Kanchan Banerjee, I think their initiative is that much more massive and important for the society, because they are bringing awareness to your doorstep. They're telling you that this doesn't happen because you slept at 3 o'clock one morning. It doesn't happen because you stamped a lemon. It's actually breaking all the patterns that behind closed doors conversations can do. Stigma is something that we also need to remove from within hospital circles. It could be the nurses, could be the doctors. They can the things that anything that is being told to you that reminds you that it is your fault is wrong. It can come from anybody, any person sitting on important dice. If they're telling you that this is happening because you did something wrong or because this is your fault, it is wrong, because you have nothing to do with it. It happens. We don't know why. There are researches happening, but it's not because of any of the reasons that make you feel bad when you're already fighting a very big battle, right? And calling it a battle also isn't really appropriate, because there are many of us who didn't make it, right? Many of them who didn't win this battle, who's not sitting here with us, but they're warriors nevertheless. So I think it's a marathon. It's like from one yard to another. It's a marathon. So stigma is something that we all, with these, with ICS's help and more organizational help into helping people think differently, having a very conspicuous mental shift is what is the need of the hour. I hope I've answered your question.
And treatment, how much conscious of health, taking care of yourself, and you were mentioning, like how you would be treated, like not like highlighting or glorifying the what you have. You were just mentioning me.
Yeah.
You can tell.
The treatment, yes. So one is the diagnosis. So what Indian Cancer Society also focuses on is the right diagnosis at the right time. People, when I had a little lump in my breast, in my right breast, I was 25 years old. So I went to 3 different doctors. And 3 of them told me that, listen, you're 25. This could be a result of your menstrual cycle. Wait it out. There's nothing to worry. These are coming from doctors, right? The third person, however, gave me options, because something told me that I didn't want to take a chance. The third doctor, who's a very close friend, told me that, listen, if it's really bothering you, then get an FNAC. It's going to be slightly expensive, because I was an intern back then. I was doing my chartered accountancy. And he told me that, listen, you can get an FNAC done. It's going to be a little painful, but I know this beautiful lab in Malleshwaram, RV Labs. You can try and see what it is, but it really doesn't look like something you should worry about. I remember I gave a call to my dad, who, as I said, he was 71 then, very little patience. And he's like, "You're not going to make it on time. You're going to be home after 9 o'clock." I was like, "Yeah, because I have this test that I'm doing." I couldn't really explain to him what it was, but I knew in my head that it was important for me. I told him that I want to do this because, there's something, I just want to be in the clear about it. So the next day, I heard back from them and they told me that it was malignant. And oh God, I'm so glad I did that test, right? If I just went on thinking that, there's nothing to worry about, I don't even want to go there. But it's so important for people to know their bodies, to know when to go to a doctor, to read. There are so many options available right now where you can get free screenings done, where you can talk to people. There's nothing to worry about that what society will tell. That's the last of it. Even your deepest fears might not surface at a time when you notice something wrong with your there's something wrong with your appetite, or you see something abnormal. I think you have to go and get a test. The sooner the better. That's what I did. Yes, it took me about 1.5 years with like strenuous treatment, but I got caught at stage 0, guys. There was stage 0, like it was out. And 16 rounds of chemotherapy, 35 sessions of radiotherapy. It was really a treatment that taught me much work, things that are important in life. But I think it wouldn't have happened if I didn't think about getting it tested. So I can't stress enough on how important it is to get things tested and at the right time.
Ah, a song from you.
Oh, song from me.
How does music helps you? Does it,
Of course, music helps me because I think even during the treatment, I underwent treatment here in Shankara under B.S. Srinath. And even during my treatment here, what I would do is I would compose, I would write songs and I would compose things. I would go back, and my dad is a beautiful musician, and he would help me. It helped me in ways I can't explain. It showed me that slice of life which is very juicy, which is not something you can take for granted, right? It's not waking up in the morning, getting through a day, getting your salary check, just a reminder that life goes on. But it's a pause where you're actually examining everything. And when you jot it down, compose it, it's converting it into art. So after 2014, I have been part of 2 groups. One is a bluesy, jazzy group called Post Office Town. And the second one is Mukhtalif. We're trying to do something with diversity where we can, sing languages of love, different in different tongues, right? Like right now, we're picking songs written by lots of people from around the country who are actually writing to us, asking us to compose them. So it's helped me. It's helped me massively. Yeah.
one song and there.
Yes.
You have
I've picked a Kannada song. It's a very, very famous idea song. Do you remember? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Yeah?
It is from Pallavi and Pallavi.
Yes. And
First film of Anil Kapoor and first film of Mani Ratnam. Ilayaraja music. Balu Mahendra cameraman. Very R.N. Jayagopal wrote lyrics and it got award also.
Lovely.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so it's I remember the song because of idea and because of Anil Kapoor. Sorry, this generation is a little spoiled like that. Naguva nayana madhura mauna miriva hridaya ire matike ಹೊಸ ಭಾಷೆದು ರಸಕಾವ್ಯವಿದು ಇದ ಹಾಡಲು ಕವಿ ಬೇಕೆ ನಗುವ ನಯನ ಮಧುರ ಮೌನ ಮಿಡಿವ ಹೃದಯ ಇರೆ ಮಾತೇಕೆ ನಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವೆ ಕಥೆ ನೂರನು ನಾನಿಂದು ನಗೆಸುವೆ ದಿಂದನು ಇರುಳಲ್ಲು ಕಾಣುವೆ ಕಿರುನಗೆಯನು ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಚ್ಚಿತ್ತ ಹೊಂಗನಸನು ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆವೆ ನಾ ಮಳೆಯಲು ಬಿಡದಂತೆ ಹಿಡಿವೆ ಈ ಕೈಯನು ಗೆಳೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹಾಡಿ ಬರುವೆ ಬಾನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ದಾಟಿ ನಲಿವೆ ನಗುವ ನಯನ ಮಧುರ ಮೌನ ಮಿಡಿವ ಹೃದಯ ಇರೆ ಮಾತೇಕೆ. Is that it? Thank you so much. This feels so good to come back to this hospital. Of course, I come here every year to make sure my reports are fine. I'm going to stress on that more. Reports, testing, screening, all of that is very important. This can happen to anybody. Don't listen to anybody who says negative things. If it's come, let's fight it and get it out of your system. And you may be ordinary now. This is for people who have been diagnosed recently and you don't know how to face it. You may be ordinary now, but this one experience is going to push you towards the extraordinary side. Yeah. So thank you, sir, for being so warm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aparupa. Your music has drawn us so much into what you have done with your life and the way you have conducted the entire journey of cancer. Thank you so much for inspiring us. Dr. Anjali Rao to kindly come on stage and help me in honoring the special guest.
Our next speaker and guest is Mr. Shivakumar. Please come on the stage. Mr. Shivakumar anta ivaru yoga guru. Diagnosed breast cancer, is the cancer survivor now after successful operation and treatment. ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂಥರ ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಮೇಲೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ 10 lakhs ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ 10 lakh ಫಿಮೇಲ್ಗೆ 1 ಮೇಲ್ ಈ ಥರ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಂತೆ. ಅಮೇರಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ದ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇಸ್ 1 lakh 1. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಈಸ್ ಎ ಯೋಗ ಗುರು. ಅವ್ರು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಈಸ್ ಎ ಯೋಗ ಗುರು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಫಾರ್ 6 hours ವಿತೌಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆರ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಸಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಎ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್, ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಎ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್. 300+ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ. ಅವರು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ನಿಮ್ಹಾನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗಣೇಶನ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಿದ್ವಾಯ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಈ ಎಸ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಭಾಳ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 6,000 herbs ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್. ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಒಲವಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹರಸಾಹಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೋದಾಗ 2 hours ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಆರ್ ಎ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಫೀಚರ್ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆನ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವರು ಎಟ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ನೆಲ್ಸನ್ ಮಂಡೇಲಾ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವರ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮೆಂಟಲಿ ರಿಟಾರ್ಡೆಡ್
ಎಪಿಲೆಪ್ಟಿಕ್
ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ಸುಧಾರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತಾವು ಒಂಥರ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಅವರು. ತುಂಬ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ, ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಒಂದು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವರು ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೊರತು ಅವರು ಯೋಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಅದು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೈಫ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದು ಇದಾಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಏನೋ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು 3-4 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸವಿನಯದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ.
ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಡೆಡ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೆದರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ಎ ಡೆಡ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಯು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡೆತ್. Death alone can kill you, and no cancer will kill you. Let it be any cancer. It's only death that kills you, no cancer. ನನಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಹೆದರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾನು 2002ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಹೋಮಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫೋಟೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ದೇವತೆದು ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಮೃತ್ಯುವನ್ನು ಆವಾಹನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೃತ್ಯುವಂದೇ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂತೋಯ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು ಮೃತ್ಯುನೇ ಆವಾಹನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮಗೆ 3rd ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಮೇ ಲಿವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 2-3 months ಆರ್ ಯು ಮೇ ಡೈ ಈವನ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಈಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್. ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ 1978 ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಿಲ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೈ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡೆತ್. ಡೆತ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಲೋನ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಯು, ನೋ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಿಲ್ ಯು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ 2 ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕಾರಣ. ಒಂದು ಅಲೋಪತಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ಗೆ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋರು. 2ನೇದು ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ, ಬದುಕೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲೋಪತಿ. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನೂ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 2005ರಿಂದ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 2005ರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲು ನೋವು ಬಂತು. ಆಯುರ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದಂದರು. ಆವಾಗ ಭೇಷಜ 2005 ಅಂತ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೊಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನೋದ್ರವ್ಯ ಇನ್ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸಾ, ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಕೊಡೋ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ತೊಗೊಳೋವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೈಂಡೇ ಕಾರಣ. ಆ ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದೆ. ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ. ಔಷಧಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಔಷಧಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಔಷಧಿ ಇದೆ, ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು. 21 ದಿವಸ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪೇಷಂಟು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದಾಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರನ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ, ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಇಂತಿಂತ ಅದು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯು ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಶಿಪ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿದ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ನಾನು ಹಸಿವು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳಿಂದ ಪಂಚರೀತಿಯಾದ ಹಸಿವುಗಳು ನಮಗಿದೆ. ಕ್ಷುದ್ಧ ರೋಗ ಗೆದ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಯಬೇಕಾದಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ಗೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ 3 ದಿವಸ ಉಪವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ, ನಿರ್ಜಲ ಉಪವಾಸ. ಆವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ, ಏನೂ ತಿನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೋಮವಾರ, ಬುಧವಾರ, ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ 3 ದಿವಸ ಊಟ ಇರ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. 4 ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ 4 ದಿವಸ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಿದ್ವಾಯಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, 3rd ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟು, ಏನು ನೀ ಹೀಗೆ ಉಪವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಟೈಮ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷಸ್ ಫುಡ್ಡು, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಉಪವಾಸ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಐ ಒಬೇ ಯುವರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಒಬೇ ಯುವರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 3 ಜನ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಮೇಶ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಗದೀಶ್ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಏನು ಹಿಂಗಂತೀರ ಅದು. ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಪೇಷಂಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. If I don't obey it properly, it is my mistake that is going to kill me and make me tortured, not your treatment. Neither doctor is blind nor patient should cooperate. This is the manodravya we have to do it. ಆಯಿತು, ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮಾತಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನನಗೆ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ 3 ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಬನಾರಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಕೆಲವು ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಕೆಲವರು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಈ ಪಾಪ ನನ್ನ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ, ನನ್ನ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಬೈಕು ಕೊಡು, ಅವ್ರ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬರು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಇದು 3 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ 3 ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 3 ದಿವಸ ಲೇಟು. ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಫಿಗರ್ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ. ಇಸ್ರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕನ್ಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಕೆನಡಾ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಯು ಟು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ನನಗೆ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀನೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಪ್ಪ, ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗು. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ತಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ದು ಬಾಂಬೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಮದುವೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಪಿಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರೂ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಕಸಿನ್ನು ಉಗಾದಿ ಮಾರನೇ ಮದುವೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಂದು ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ನು, ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿಡಬಲ್ಲೆ, ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗೂ ಪೂಜೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಪೂಜೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಹೋಗು. ನನ್ನ ಕಸಿನ್ ಭಾವ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದಾಗ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ಬೈಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇವನಿಗೆ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇವನಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನನಗೆ ಆವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಸಿನ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆಗೆ ಹತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಕಿದ್ವಾಯಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಮು, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರು, ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರು. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಮೀ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟು ಮೇಲು ದೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಮೀ ದೇರ್. ಕಿದ್ವಾಯಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನನಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್ನ ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ನಾನು 3 ದಿವಸ ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಹೋದರೂ ಬೈದು, ಅಮ್ಮ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಮು, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅವ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ಬಿಗ್, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಿಚ್ ಬೆಡ್ ಈಸ್ ವೇಕೆಂಟ್, ಪುಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಬೆಡ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್. ಆವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಬಿಸಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅದೇ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಾಯಕ್ಕೂ ಸೋತಿರೋನು, ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಾರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ನರ್ಸು ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬಾಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನಿನ್ನ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗಮ್ಮ ನನಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಬೈದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ 3 ದಿವಸ ಉಪವಾಸ ಇದ್ದು 4 ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಾಡಿನೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಚೆಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಧಂಬರ್ಧ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ ತಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಕಂಡುಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು. ಕಂಡುಬಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು ಹೌ ಆರ್ ಯು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ವಾಸ್ ಶಾಕ್ಡ್. ರೀ ಏನು ಹಿಂಗಂತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಬಂದರೆ, ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನು, ಹೌ ಆರ್ ಯು ನೀವು. ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹುಡುಗ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು ತಮಾಷೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಡೈಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೇಸೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಅದು ಏನೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಡೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನು ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ, ಈ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರು ಅಂತ. ನೀವು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಇದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಗೀತಾ ಜಯಂತಿ, ಮಾರ್ಗಶಿರ ಶುದ್ಧ ಏಕಾದಶಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾನು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಐ ರೋಟ್ ಎ ಬುಕ್, ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕನ ನಿಮ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿ ದ್ರೋಹ ಮಾಡು. ಆ ನೋವು ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋದೆ. ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದು ಆರ್ಮಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಹೌ ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾ ವಾರ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ. ಮಹಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ, ಭಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಟ್, ರಥ ಅಂದರೆ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ವಾರ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದೆರಡೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೀತಂದರು. ಹೌ ಟು ವಿನ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವಾರ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದರು. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕಳ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ದಿರ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಸು ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಪಿನ್ ರಾವತ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಈ ರೋಟ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸಮಯ ಸೋಲುಗಳಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಜಯಂತಿ ದಿವಸ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೀತಾ ಜಯಂತಿ ದಿವಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದು ಸೇರಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರು. ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸರ್ವೈವರ್. ಹೀ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಫರ್ಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೀ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಈಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೋಪತಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೆರಡೂ ಕಂಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಟಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಿದ್ದನಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಬೆಡ್ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನೇ ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಣಯ ಅಂತ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಪ್ರಣಯ ಗೀತೆಗಳು ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಣಯ ಗೀತೆ ಪ್ರೇಯಸಿ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಪುರುಷ, ಇದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮನ ಆತ್ಮಗಳ ಮೇಲಂತ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯ ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಬೇಡ ನನ್ನ, ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಿದರೆ ನನ್ನ, ತಿರುಗಿ ನಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೂಡಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ, ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಬೇಡ ನನ್ನ. ಬಿಸಿಲಾಕಾದ ಕಡಲು ಮೋಡವಾಯಿತು ಮುಗಿಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಮೋಡವು ಬೆಟ್ಟವ ತಬ್ಬಿ ಮಳೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಗರವ ಸೇರಿತು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಬೇಡ ನನ್ನ, ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಿದರೆ ನನ್ನ, ತಿರುಗಿ ನಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೂಡಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ. ಆಸೆಗೆ ಬರೆದ ಗಂಡು ಹೆಣ್ಣುಗಳು ತಂದವು ನನ್ನನಿಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಸೆಯ ಬೆನ್ನಿಂದೆ ಬೆನ್ನಟ್ಟಿ ಜಗವೆಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತೆ, ನೀ ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಜಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಸೆಯ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನಮೌನವಾಗಿ ನೀ ಮೂಡಿ ಬಂದೆ ನನ್ನಂತರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಬೇಡ ನನ್ನ, ನೀ ಹಿಂಗೆ ದೂಡಿದರೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ನಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೂಡಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ. ಓ ಮನಃಶಾಂತಿ, ನಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೂಡಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ತುಂಬ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು.
I would like to request Dr. Guru Sahas to kindly come up stage and honor the special guest. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request our Honorary Secretary, Ms. Kanchan Banerjee, to kindly come on stage. Kindly come on stage, ma'am, and honor Mr. Jayaprakash. I request Alpa to kindly escort a cancer patient from Gadag who wants to spend 1 or 2 minutes with us.
Halan Gowda, he's traveled all the way from Gadag just for this event. So please give him a big round of applause. He's cancer free now and he is going on with his regular life. Sir, ನೀವು ಎರಡು ಮಾತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪಗೆ ಮರುಜನ್ಮ ನೀಡಿದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಂಕರ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯವರಿಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪು 4 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗುವಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಇದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಹೊತ್ತಿನಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಂದು HCG ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಒಳಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ 24 ತಾಸು ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾವನ ಮಗ ರೀ ಅವನು, ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನು ಜೀವ ಉಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ಭಾಳ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ವಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಸೀದಾ HCG ಬರೆದು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು. HCG ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಳ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಮೌಂಟು. 3 ದಿನ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ, ಲಕ್ಷಗಂಟ್ಲೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಂದು ಕಿದ್ವಾಯಿಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಕಿದ್ವಾಯಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಸರಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೇಡ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನರಸೀಪುರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಂಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವಾಗೆ ನರಸೀಪುರಕ್ಕೆ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದ ಹತ್ರ ನರಸೀಪುರ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದಿಕ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದು ಹೊಂಟಿವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಂದು ಮತ್ತು ಆಟೋದವ್ರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಶಂಕರಿಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಈ ಶಂಕರ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಮೇಡಮರ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ರಮ ಮೇಡಮರು ಮತ್ತು ವಂದನಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರು ಅವಾಗ. ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು ಮೇಡಮರೇ. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗು ಸಾಯುವಂಥ ಮಗು 24 ತಾಸು ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಮೊನ್ನೆ 1ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 12ನೇ ತಿಂಗಳ 8 ವರ್ಷದನು ಆದರೆ ಅದು 8 ವರ್ಷದ ಅವತ್ತಿನಿಂದ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಡೆತ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಂದ್ರೆ 8 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅವನು. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ರೀ. ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೇನ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಮೇನ್. ಪೇಷೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವರು ಪೇಷೆಂಟಿಗಿರುವಂಥ ಪಾಲಕರಿಗೆ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗು ಏನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಮೇನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಮಗು ಹಿಂಗಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಗುವಿನೂ ಹೋಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಗುವಿನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದ್ದವರು ಭಾಳ ಇದಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಥರ ಆದೊತ್ನಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಆದೊತ್ನಾಗ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಭಾಳ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು. ಯಾರೇ ಆಯಿತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದವ್ರು ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅವಾಗಲಿಂದ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂದ್ರೂ ಫೋನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಥರ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಂಜಿದೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಎದೆಗುಂದದೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಜೋಪಾನದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
I request Alpa to help me honor the special guest today.
So he wants to become a doctor of Shankara Hospital for sure. Very clear.
ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಥರನೇ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದು ಆಸೆ ಇದೆ. ಇದೇ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್
ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಇದನ್ನು ಕ್ರೋಢೀಕರಿಸಿ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನೆನ್ನೆ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಸೈನ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ಜಾಬ್, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂಚೂರು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಗಾದೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕವನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರಿತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಮನ್ ಅವರಷ್ಟು ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಾದೆಗಳನ್ನ ಬರಿತೀನಿ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಹೀಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಹೀಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ನಾನು ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಎನ್ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ವೈಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಶ್ರೀ ಅನ್ನೋರ್ಗೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಶಂಕರ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಾನು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡರ್ ವೈ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಹೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ, ವೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬ ಇದು, ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಎತ್ತಿಲಿ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಶ್ರೀ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಗಿವರ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ನ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಶಂಕರ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಬರೆದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಬುದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅರ್ಬುದ ಅದ್ಭುತ, ಅದ್ಭುತ ನನ್ನಯ ದೇಹ ಅದ್ಭುತ, ನಾನೇಕೆ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ನಿತ್ಯ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ. ಅಂದರೆ ವೈ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ, ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಡೂ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಎನ್ನುವುದರ ಅಂಗಾಂಗ ಅವಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ರೋಗಾದಿಬಾಧೆಗಳು. ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲೂ ರೋಗ ಗೀಗ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೋ ಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಓವರ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸಿಂದ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ. ಆದರೆ ಏನಂತೆಂದು ಓದೆ ದೇಹ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗೆ, ಹೆದರಿ ಹುಚ್ಚನಾದಾಗ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ವೈದ್ಯರಿಂದ. ಆಗ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಚೆಕಪ್, ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ವೈದ್ಯರು. ಯೋಚನೆಯೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಬುದ ರೋಗಕ್ಕುಂಟು ಹಲವು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿ ಔಷಧಿ ಎಂದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ನಂಬಿಕೆಗೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ತಪಾಸಣೆಯು ಮಾಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರೆ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತಮವು. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ.
Thank you, Jai Prakash ji. This was really a required message for all of us. Thank you so much. And now I request our lead volunteer, Ms. Alpa Dharamshi, to kindly come and deliver the vote of the thanks.
Thank you, Amrinder. Good afternoon, all. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by the heart. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I'm Alpa Dharamshi, lead volunteer emotional support team at the Indian Cancer Society, Bangalore. We would not be here without the generosity of Dr. B.S. Srinath and Shankara Hospital team for giving us their auditorium to conduct the event. So first and foremost, I had like to thank Sri Shankara Cancer Hospital and Research Center for the space to conduct our event, Dare to Dream. On behalf of ICS, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guests, Dr. Sai Vivek, medical oncologist, Shankara Hospital, Mr. Jay Prakash, film, TV, and theatre actor and producer, Mr. Ramendra Kumar, motivational speaker and author, Ms. Aparupa Das Gupta, popular singer, Ms. Archana Hosangdi, trekker and banker, and Mr. T.N. Shivkumar, yoga guru, and also Dr. Manasa for the melodious invocation song. Thank you for gracing the occasion in spite of your busy schedule and supporting our cause. A wide round of applause and thanks to our dearest Rama Ramamurthy madam. Please stand up for helping and supporting us throughout. I would also like to thank Lata Murthy Madam, Manager, Shankara Hospital, Mr. Kamali Sir and Ram for arranging a sumptuous lunch, and Mr. Lokesh and Radha for all the stage arrangements for the event. My special thanks to all my volunteer friends and support staff at Indian Cancer Society who have directly or indirectly helped us in success of this event. If time is money, then today you have spent millions for us. Thanks to all of you for making this event very successful. Thank you, one and all.